Here we go!
We're feeling very gay because it's almost time to play. Grab your favorite chair with the Lucky Pierres. Yeah!
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Lucky Pierres. Tonight we got another top 5 for you, and since it's October, it's horror season. We got our top 5 scariest movies ever made. All right, who wants to go first, guys?
Did you say horror or whore
Nailed it.
season?
I said whores. Horror. I'm kidding. Horror. Okay. All right, who wants to go first?
You can start it off, bruh.
I'll start it off. My top 5.
Are these in order or no?
No particular order. I got Sinister is on there.
Which have you seen? Like that's multiple places have posted like scientifically proven it's the scariest movie.
I
of all
did see
time.
that. I thought it was one of the scariest before I even read that.
How do you
but
prove it scientifically?
I don't. Yeah.
I think it was like they hooked some people up to some machines, pulses.
Don't
and
do
stuff.
this though.
some
they got some
poppycock
heart rates and all that bull crap.
nonsense.
That means nothing.
Yeah, the dude behind the movies, made it's probably like conducted the studies.
Yeah, that's correct.
But that movie, I'll tell you a funny story. I was actually living at home. I was about maybe, when did this movie come out? 2014 maybe?
2021.
At least 37 years ago.
I was living at home. I was in the basement, okay?
Yes.
And it scared, I'll admit this as a grown man. It scared me so much that I couldn't go upstairs. I had to pee in a bottle. And
I feel like you just wanted to pee in a bottle, and that was your.
I
excuse.
really did.
I have a question about this story though. What was upstairs that was so terrifying?
Yeah, usually you're afraid of the basement.
No, the dark.
Yeah,
I mean, I just
like
didn't want to. I just didn't want to go in the
from
dark.
his door to the stairs.
Yeah,
Okay,
no,
gotcha.
I just didn't want to go in the dark.
I got you.
Yeah, but that happened. Okay, the next movie, one of my favorite horror movies of all time, The Shining.
Okay.
I love that movie so
Shining's
much.
on a lot
That
of
is
people's lists.
that is a very creepy movie.
It is.
And
I'm gonna redo my list right now.
yeah, very creepy movie, a classic, and another classic that's terrifying for different reasons. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Okay.
Because that's based on a true story, loosely.
Yeah, we
Let's
just went
say-
over based on the true story.
Let's say loosely, but like still, that family and that situation is terrifying. Someone who cuts your skin off with a chainsaw and puts it on theirs.
Sounds like a dream.
Yeah,
There's probably one out there like that somewhere, honestly.
yeah. But that is so terrifying to me. And the remake's also really good, which I find that scary as well.
Yeah.
And then The Exorcist is another one of mine.
Okay.
That movie is one of the better exorcism movies, arguably the best ever made.
I mean,
and,
Shouldn't really be argued. It
Yeah.
is
yeah,
the best
yeah. There's a couple other good ones, but yeah, that's the best ever and the most famous one. And that, like, the exorcism of her and just the demon taking over her body and stuff was terrifying. So that's that one sticks with you. And then lastly on mine is Jaws,
Right. yeah,
because
and I know you'd pick that.
honestly it ruined 71% of the earth for me. So I'm gonna be honest with you. So that one scarred me. And those are my top 5. What do you guys got?
Okay. I'll go if you want.
Good.
Okay. Yeah, these aren't really in a particular order, but
I just have number 1
okay.
in the order.
Okay.
Yeah.
So newer, I guess, It Follows,
Okay.
which I feel
almost
like
put that on mine.
was honestly not the scariest like premise or movie or whatever, but with the way they did the score and just the atmosphere of the whole movie, you're like uneasy.
That's
the whole
true.
movie.
Yeah.
See, I think
And I feel like that was the first movie in a long time that made me feel that way.
I agree.
Mhm.
I think the premise is.
Well, yeah,
scary.
yeah.
It
but
is. Yeah.
Just the fact that it
You never,
slowly
yeah, and you
walks,
never
like,
really know what it was
Exactly.
unless you're paying attention to
Mhm.
it.
You have to look at every person.
It was also filmed in Michigan.
Yeah, a very original movie and very very scary. But another thing I'd like to add, Sinister, the score in that, one of the scariest scores I've ever heard in my life.
Elevate.
Terrifying.
Yeah, scores elevate a
Terrifying
movie.
score.
Then 2, that would be like, because they terrified me as a child. The original It, scarred me as a child. Like now it doesn't faze me at all.
Yeah.
But like as a kid, I watched that when I was little. I was old enough to ride my bike to my friend's house down the street, so I don't know what age, but I watched it and literally was terrified to go back like the block to my house.
Yeah, because you're afraid of the sewer or whatever.
Because everything was terrifying.
Yeah, yeah. That is a scary one.
Yeah, and like Tim Curry, right?
Yep.
Played It, terrifying.
That made my short list too. It was almost on my list. Yeah,
and then
it's scary.
Another one, Nightmare on Elm Street. as a kid, like somebody being in your dreams terrified me.
Yeah.
Like that, like if I fell asleep is when he's gonna kill me.
Yeah, that is terrifying as a kid only. When you get to adult, you're like, that can't
Yeah.
happen, so it's not even scary. You know what I mean? It's like, but yeah, I get what you're saying.
And then The Shining is also on my list.
Nice.
Because of the same thing, like the uneasy, like brooding atmosphere of the whole movie.
Of the hotel.
And then like the
hotel and
slow
everything.
descent into madness.
Yeah.
Because that's definitely something that would happen.
Yeah,
For
like
sure.
isolation drives people to crazy.
And you know what else it makes it scary is that, like, how vulnerable the other two characters are. You know what I mean? They're
Yeah.
not going to protect it from
Yeah,
this
they can't-
grown
they're not-
man.
they can't protect themselves.
It's just them, and it's this crazy man.
And
So
the ghosts in the hotel are just terrifying.
yeah,
they are. Oh, they are.
Then maybe odd choice, Alien. I feel like as a horror experience is great because of the sound and the lighting is
Perfect.
perfection.
Perfect.
And then a lot of people like you guys both agree with me that is a horror movie, but I feel like a lot of people out there,
What would they call it? Sci-fi?
yeah, just think it's like a
It's
sci-fi.
it's a
movie.
horrific
100,
situation.
100%.
Horrific situation. Yeah, if it's a horrific situation, it's a horror movie.
But they can't like connect to it, I guess, because it's not realistic.
Yeah.
Because there's
Yeah.
giant aliens who eat people.
that makes sense. Yeah.
And then I have like an honorable mention of Hereditary, just because that's one of the only new like movies in the last year or two that like I feel like had that reaction from people. Like when I saw Hereditary in theaters, like the gasp of people and then like the uneasy like awkwardness of a good horror movie, it hasn't happened to that extent in a long time in my
It's
opinion.
true. Yeah, that was pretty.
Which a lot of
scary.
people will talk shit about Hereditary, which I feel like they only do because it's cool to not like it.
Is it?
Like people that want to be edgelords, yes, love to complain like Hereditary and Midsummer are not good just because so many people talk about them.
Yeah,
See, I'm weird in the fact that I like Midsummer, but not Hereditary.
I'm the same way. I'm not crazy
Which
about
I'm-
Hereditary.
I'm not-
I liked Midsummer.
Like I like them both, but I just feel like Hereditary.
I just didn't classify it as horror as much as like. I mean, I guess obviously it was horror elements. That's more,
I feel
drama,
like Midsummer is harder for me to say as like the scariest horror movie because
It's so
I don't-
out there.
yeah, it's like a weird cult
I
and then
agree.
like that stuff. But like Hereditary, like had jump scares. It had like the unexpected stuff. It had the occult bullshit, a
Yeah.
demon, like the fucking daughter's head getting knocked off that people just refer to as the scene.
Yeah.
Like when people were talking about that movie, they're like, oh, when you get to the scene, like whenever that happens, I feel like it's a well executed like.
Yeah, I don't know what else you would call it. I guess it has to be horror.
So what were your 5? Can you name them again?
It Follows,
yeah.
the original It, Nightmare on Elm Street, The Shining, Alien, honorable mention Hereditary.
All right, Joe, you're up.
I will start with Halloween, the original Halloween.
Yep, that almost made mine.
Favorite horror movie of all time. Obviously well known, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
just because obviously the score and him being the slasher, like
Fucking
he's
love John
legendary slasher, like the whole character.
He's the only slasher that you go, no, I kind of believe that one. The others ones you're like,
Well, yeah, it's less
Meh.
like supernatural.
yeah, he's the only one where you're like, I can kind
Like
of believe that.
he didn't live at the bottom of a lake for decades.
Yeah, there's
No,
not-
he's not in
he
like.
doesn't travel through your
And
dreams.
they tried to make it more scary than the other ones, where we're just like more violent.
True, yeah.
I think It
That's
went to, like,
true.
more scary.
Like,
at
yeah,
first.
like,
for sure.
Especially
Dread.
Nightmare on Elm Street.
Like
They
dread
went
and
full
suspense.
comedy, like for the
Yeah.
fourth one, like.
Yeah.
But the first couple were creepy as hell. But then they went to full.
Yeah, because he takes place in like just a rural neighborhood, or not a rural, but just a suburban neighborhood, and whereas Jason's in the woods and Freddy's in dreams and Pinhead's
Yeah.
in freaking,
And he's just hell bent on killing her. Like he doesn't.
Terrifying.
He kills other people, obviously, but
Yeah.
just, he's getting her.
he's honed in on her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then I have the original It, because I think we probably saw that when we were younger than you, so
Oh, yeah.
probably hit us different.
For sure.
Or like the part where he peels open the drain in the shower, like wrecked,
Oh.
wrecked showering for me. For like, I was pretty smelly for like a month. I have Exorcist because it's just legendary horror. Like it's so good.
Yep.
If you watch like, there's like documentaries and people who went to see it in theater and just it ruined their lives.
yeah,
Like
ruined them.
it just wrecked their lives. They were like, "What did we just see?"
Because back then it was like exorcisms were like kind of a thing, weren't they?
I don't think anyone had seen that, anything even close to that in theater, like to that level. So they were just like completely shocked.
And appalled, yeah.
Especially religious people.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It was like, just wrecked them.
Yeah, it was just like it was
Shattered their faith.
It was just a sin and like, you know what I mean? Yeah, sacrilegious. That's the word I was looking for. Yeah.
And then I have a similar experience to you with Sinister, like when you live in the basement at Mom's. I lived down there when I saw Paranormal Activity.
Yeah.
And in the end of the movie where she gets dragged up into the ceiling, we had a drop ceiling in the basement, so I went to sleep down there. I couldn't sleep like for 2 nights. I was just like, well, I'm gonna die from a demon. Like, he's gonna... So that actually did scare me a decent amount. And then my number one,
Yes.
it wrecked my life basically for like 10 years. Like I had nightmares, like next level nightmares, fire in the sky, about aliens. It pretty much ruined my life. I had to go to therapy basically.
But you were just while you were like making your coffee or whatever, I was telling Ben like I was
PTSD
like,
from
it was like
I was,
Vietnam basically.
like a weird kid who was obsessed with like
basically Vietnam.
X-Files and aliens and stuff, and like so I convinced my parents to take me to theaters to see Fire in the Sky. I was 9 years old.
Yeah.
And I took it as gospel. Like I thought it was a 100% factual account of
Kind of how I
aliens.
took it. So.
And I was like, you see, this happens every day, you guys. This is fucking real life. Like, but then I have also, I'll probably bring this up again when we talk about slashers. But if you change a few things about Home Alone, it's a straight up great horror movie. All you need to do is change a couple things.
Yeah.
And it's a demented kid torturing criminals.
yeah, it's true.
And then also like the fucking creepy guy with they say his body's in the salt. Like there's just so many things if they would like focused on different things, because if you can look online, people like make a fake trailer for Home Alone, like if Home Alone was a horror movie, and all they do is like pick what scenes are in the trailer and change the music, and it like looks like a horror movie.
That's crazy.
I just remember seeing Fire in the Sky on TV, and like after I was like, that was pretty good.
And then you saw the
And then I went to
theatrical
sleep,
cut,
and then I had nightmares for a decade straight.
a decade.
Maybe you weren't having nightmares; you were just being abducted.
That could be possible too.
What was it that specifically that like terrified you?
The dragging down the hallway of the alien?
Yeah, I feel like we're getting to a root of one of your fears
Oh,
right here. Is just being dragged.
Wrecked my life seeing.
I feel like you have a real deep-seated fear of being dragged.
Wrecked my life.
Ruined my life, basically.
You haven't recovered?
I still haven't. No. I see it on like the TV guide. I'm like, oh god, no.
Start sweating. Oh no.
There she is. There she is.
There she is, yeah.
There's that whore.
All right, guys. That's our top 5 scariest movies.
Put him down. Put him down.
It's Halloween season. It's horror season. It's the perfect list. We'll do some more horror-themed stuff this month. Slashers.
Show your kids Fire in the Sky.
Yeah. Thank you guys for watching. We love you, and we'll see you very soon.